Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be making an everyday carry fixed blade pocket knife. I've had a little bit of a history with making these knives, and I'll give you the rundown really quick. So this was the first one I made. It's just got a simple fitted leather sheath that pops in there pretty nice. It's pretty good bevel angle, a nice and sharp knife. It's got a big comfortable handle. The main problem with this knife is that there's a lot of excess that I don't need for an everyday carry knife. First of all, the spine is very wide, as you can see there. A lot of unused space there. And also the handle is really large and clunky. It's comfortable to hold, it works well and everything, but really it's just too big and not good enough for an EDC knife. The next one I made was the one you guys saw, the friction folder. This is a really good knife. I think I nailed the heat treat on it. It's super sharp. It has a convex grind, although really good bevel angle. And yeah, good heat treat, sharp knife. The hinge here has loosened a little bit, so I'm gonna have to put some rubber gaskets in there and use some Loctite on the screws so it's a smoother motion and it'll stay better over time. So this is a pretty decent knife, and I just need to put a little bit of work into it and it'll be good for everyday carry again. And then this knife, I made a whole YouTube video trying to make this knife. First of all, the grind on it I didn't like very much. The heat treat was pretty iffy. Yeah, really heavy bevel, not very good for slicing through much. I couldn't get it very sharp because of that heavy bevel. I made a pretty decent little sheath on it. It's just a deep pocket carry sheath. It's got a hand forged little clip there, and it kind of just sits in your pocket. It's not perfect. It doesn't go down all the way to the clip. It doesn't go all the way down to the base of the clip, so it doesn't sit in your pocket super far. And yeah, I forgot to drill the pinhole, so I wrapped it in leather. I didn't really like that, so I ripped off the leather. And now I basically just have an unfinished knife that I don't really like. It's I mean, it'll do the job, it's a knife, but I'm just not satisfied with it. And the main reason mainly was the bevel angles. Really, it's hard to get a bevel angle when you're just using the angle grinder. So I'm gonna try using a new method with my belt sander, and I can do it if I have all straight bevels, no curves in the blade. So I designed this knife. As you can see, one straight blade over here and one straight bevel on the top here. It's kind of like a chisel knife. But yeah, it'll have part here that you can use for like carving, and then it's got the actual blade, of course. And yeah, it'll be a nice, really good sized EDC fixed blade. And hopefully this time I can give some really nice clean bevels, and this knife will be very good. So let's get into the build. I have to forge out some steel and then do the rest from there. Alright guys, so about after 1 hour of forging, I've turned this little chunk of spring steel into this nice even flat billet that I can start to make the knife out of. Alright folks, as you can see, the bevel on this is looking very even and clean, and that's because what I'm doing basically is basically a rudimentary bevel jig. I basically just clamp this onto this angle iron here. I put it up against the sander and I lean it very gently against it at a very slight angle, and then I get this nice even bevel. So yeah, I'm just going to do it to the top now to give that chisel edge, and then clean up the knife and we'll do some more work on it. Alright, so this is the knife so far. It's looking pretty clean. I got all my bevels done, and I was hoping to keep a forged texture on the whole surface of the spine and everything, although as you can see in some places I slipped and accidentally grinded away a little bit, so I'm just gonna grind that all mostly flat. If there's some cool deep forge mark pits like these, I'll just keep them there. just to show that it's been actually forged out of metal and not just cut out of a piece of sheet metal. Alright guys, so I tried drilling the pinholes, and I probably tried on this for about an hour and a half, but I'm finally giving up on trying to drill pinholes for it. The bits, they would only the tips of them would go in. I tried heating up the steel, as you can see. That didn't work. I tried sharpening my bits. I guess it just didn't work properly, but I just could not drill through. So I scored it with the angle grinder there. And I'm going to be doing no pins on this one. I'll still be able to do the G10 scales. Alright, so I let the epoxy dry for about 24 hours, and I put it in the vise and I started sanding on it. Both the scales popped right off, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to do the cool scales on this knife, so I gave it a quick leather wrap handle. It's pretty comfortable, does the job. I put an edge on the knife, and so basically the knife is finished now. The top here has a really heavy bevel, so you can use that for all sorts of prying tasks. And the edge here is just razor sharp, like it literally can shave. So yeah, the knife is basically done. Super satisfied with it. It's got them sweet bevel lines. Now I'm gonna make a deep carry sheath out of plastic. Alright, so the clip broke off again. I was gonna try doing a metal clip, but I didn't think I could get a thin enough, springy enough piece of metal to do that properly. So I tried the plastic one, I epoxied it on, but that just snapped right off. So I'm gonna try making another plastic one, but I'm gonna make it so it rivets into these holes here, so there'll be no way it comes out. Hopefully that'll work, but we'll see. Alright guys, I have finally finished the case for it. As you can see, it's a little roughed up because there's some glue or something on the plastic that the paint just wouldn't stick to, so I sanded it to kind of give it an even wear pattern. So basically the case is just two pieces of flattened out PVC, and then I put the knife in and sandwiched it in between foam, and then that put the imprint of the knife in it, and it's kind of this back little thumb notch here that actually locks the knife into the sheath, so it fits in there really nice and snug. And then for the clip, I flattened out and fabricated another piece of PVC with a bend in it, and it's just tied into the case with the rope, and the rope is the only thing holding this together, but it's very secure and very firm. And I kind of like the fact that it doesn't have any glue, and if you needed to, you'd easily just cut the rope and then redo the case. So I'll show you how this sits in my pocket. Alright, so this is a deep pocket carry sheath. So the actual main sheath goes in your pocket, and then the clip sticks out. And then the clip is very tight because you don't want the clip to come out on a regular basis. You want to put the clip in once and then let it stay there. So it basically just sits in your pocket like that, very pretty concealed and really just like minimal looking. And when you need the knife, you just pull the knife out, and you can use the knife and just put it back in like that, and it locks in really nicely. There's no way this is ever going to fall out, and it's a very nice effective sheath, and I think it looks pretty cool. It's a little rough around the edges. This is my first one. As you can see, there's a couple scratches and stuff on it that are really just human error, so my next one will be better. Alright, you guys really thought we were going to end off this video without doing a knife test. Alright, let's start off with some simple feather sticking. There you go. And in case you're wondering, the deal with feather sticks is that you basically do this to big wood in order to get small tinder for a fire. This knife, it's kind of got it's got a really aggressive bevel, so it really goes in deep into the wood. Ideally, for a feather sticking knife, you want like a really convex edge, so it kind of rolls the fine shavings off. This one kind of just digs in and peels off big chunks, but I mean, it still works. How about a little batoning? Probably the best feature of this knife is that it's got the flat top, so you can actually use it as more of like a heavy duty splitter. So you can put it down just like that and just hit from the back. Yeah, that'll do the job. Now the reason you'll never see me in shorts is because there's only one way to test if a knife is actually razor sharp. Yep, absolutely razor sharp. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. This is probably one of the most complex builds I've ever done with the sheath and the knife and everything. So if you're one of the people who's been asking me to make them a knife, this is kind of a good demonstration of my abilities. Obviously I'm trying a lot of things for the first time, so I'm not perfect and everything. But this is kind of what I'm capable of. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the build. If you want more like it, leave a comment. If you have any cool designs or something you want to send me, you can send it on my Instagram at Emmett Cardinal. On Instagram, my account is Emmett Cardinal. All right, thanks for watching.